morning. My hair is an absolute disaster because I haven't done anything with it yet this morning. Stan's still sleeping. 2 of the kids are started with breakfast. It is happy Saturday morning, as well as it is November 1st. Hello to you too. And I'm gonna quickly run and do chores because he has a meeting to get to this morning once he finally wakes up. He's had an exhausting week and he's fighting a really bad chest cold, so I wanted to let him sleep as long as possible. Anyways, we're out here. I really wanted to check on Girly because I'm pretty sure last night she was going into heat. I don't see her yet. Where is she? Yes, she was over at the fence yelling at the bucks. Perfect. Okay, we are gonna pull her out before we do anything else, and I'm gonna see. There's no other reason why she'd be over there, and she was screaming her head off. Yes, 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 yes. Hopefully, hopefully. Is it finally time? Girly, is it finally time? Is it? Let's go for a visit, okay? Oh yes. Let's go see what her reaction is. The bucks are this way. Right. Oh, look at everybody else is coming too. Look at this, we're starting to flag already. Oh, praise the Lord. I was so stressed out last night.
This dry yearling has frustrated me. She had a weak heat the last couple days of September and I missed it. Then I put her in a pen with Henry with the hope that he would get his pea-sized Nubian brain in breeding mode. After 2 weeks of no interest whatsoever, I finally just separated them and waited, wondering if she would ever go back into heat. For reference, the average doe typically goes into heat every 18 to 24 days. So when Girly hit 32 days in her cycle, I was feeling pretty stressed. This is something I worry about when leaving juniors to breed at 18 months, because what happens when they get fat and have fertility problems? Anyways, that's a topic for a different day.
So I trimmed back this hoof claw here on the right side as far as I could, and I trimmed it until it bled pretty much. And this one I trimmed, and this claw here is about 1 inch longer than this inside claw. Hold still, Girly. And so I suspect that it's somewhere in here. So this, seriously? This bone here is longer than this side, which is a conformational issue for sure, because then she walks with this toe. Seriously, stop it. She walks with this toe curled underneath her foot, and even if I trim it back as far as I can till we hit her blood supply and it's bleeding, it's still not enough. And so there's some sort of deformity there. Her other feet are fine. It's just this one that is curled under. I don't know if you can see it that well there, but it's curled under. And that is going to potentially cause lameness. She does not have the best shoulder sharpness. She's got some gappy shoulders there a bit. She's not real tight. She doesn't have much of like a sharp shoulder that comes up. I would say her rib spacing is not bad, and then her top line and her rump could be improved, which is why I really wanted to breed her to Henry. While he's still growing and he's a bit awkward, he's got these decent sharp shoulders. They're nice and tight, and he's got this beautiful level top line and a beautiful level rump, even though he's kind of in an awkward growing stage. That being said, I anticipate a really lovely udder off of this doe. If she really, really wows me when she freshens, then maybe she'll stay for another year, especially if we see like a quick improvement with her kids this year. Like if she's a good producer and whatnot, and you know, has qualities and traits that are really going for her, then maybe she'll stay. But as of right now, like if she were to give me triplet doelings in the spring from this pairing, I would be very, very tempted to sell her and keep the 3 of them, or 2 out of the 3 of them, and grow them out and freshen them. I don't know, maybe then I would just keep her 1 more year until those doelings freshen. I'm not entirely sure. This is just me kind of spitballing and thinking about the future of our farm and what traits that we want to have in our herd.
You may wonder why I'm holding Girly in place, and there's a couple reasons for that. One being she was not super interested in standing, and I feel like sometimes this can be because they're a first timer. She's a dry yearling, she's never been bred before, never been pregnant, never had a lactation, any of that. And also because junior bucks typically don't have the same type of stamina as an experienced buck. They can get frustrated and tired, at least this is in my experience, and this can cause them to give up sometimes. So I needed her back legs in the bottom of the ditch to give Henry the advantage, and also to prevent a prolonged dance, so to speak, and potentially miss the window for getting her bred. So Henry took forever, and I'm editing out a ton, but Ken here did not waste any time. And this is just part of the differences we experience buck to buck. You just have different temperaments, and that's normal.
For all their hard work. For Danny being a teaser, and Ken and Mr. Henry for breeding the doe. Good job, boys. Don't ask me why I did that. Just kidding, I know why. That was very, very much like an unplanned thing. I was not at all going to breed her to Ken as well. Oh, Henry and Ken, I'm getting them mixed up. Ken is the black one. I was not planning on that whatsoever, but I thought that he wasn't ready. Okay, let's just sit and chat about this for a second. Why did I just breed her to 2 different bucks? Number 1, I think that she's my last doe that will be bred for the season of kidding in 2026. Denny has bred all 4 of the other does because Ken and Henry were not interested. They were not ready. They were showing no signs of being bucky whatsoever. Otherwise, I would have loved to have had kids from Henry, Ken, and Denny. That just wasn't in the cards. And now, just because I have not been able to get Girly bred until today, because of that, she's my last doe. I really, really just want her to get pregnant. And yes, if I just really wanted to get her pregnant, then maybe I should have just bred her to Denny. But I also equally really, really wanted kids out of either Ken or Henry. And originally when I did up my breeding plans, I had planned to breed her to Ken. Now there's a little bit of line breeding the 2 of those. Obviously, I will have to DNA the kids if this breeding takes to determine who the sire is. But the fun thing about it is that there's a possibility that we could have a split litter. So that being said, like if she had 2 kids, there's a possibility that 2 of them could be from Henry, 2 of them could be from Ken, or we could have a split, like 1 of each out of each sire. And it just ups my odds of, number 1, getting her pregnant, because there's more sperm in there, y'all. Number 2, it increases my chances of proving out both bucks faster. And so fingers crossed and praying to Jesus that she actually just catches so that we have March 31st babies would be ideal. Now, I would love, love, love if she has 1 of each and she gives me doelings, because that would be like the best case scenario, is to get 1 doeling out of Ken, 1 doeling out of Henry. Very, very slim chances of that actually happening, but that would be like the best of both worlds, right? And so hopefully this breeding sticks. That's kind of my reasonings for it, is I just want to get her pregnant. It ups my odds of, just in case Henry didn't quite have enough reach. Ken definitely did. He didn't need any help. He was very aggressive with breeding and definitely has a longer reach. And so there's a good chance that we're going to have Ken babies. I don't know. So yeah, like I said, it's going to be line bred on a couple names that I don't mind being line bred on. But it's my first time ever doing a dual breeding like that with two sires. It's my first time ever doing line breeding on certain names in her pedigree. It's not like they're half siblings. It's not even like it's a father breeding a daughter. It's not that close. So to me, it's line breeding because I've never had them be that high of a percentage. And I'll put here what the percentage is, what their like coefficiency in breeding percent is. I can't remember what it is. I think it's only like I want to say it's under 8%, which is not a lot. Some breeders will go up to like 12, some will go up to 16%. I want to say that half siblings are only like 14%. And so there's a lot of things that I'm learning. I really like Ken. I like Henry too. If I could change anything about Henry, I would say a longer rump. He's got a great top line, good shoulders, a longer rump. He just seems to be a bit short, but he's still growing. So there's that. Ken, I love the sharpness in his shoulders. He has phenomenal dairy skin. It is super soft and pliable, which should give me some capacity, because I know that Gurley's dam lacked a bit in the capacity. Gorgeous udder, just wasn't as productive as maybe she could be. He's gonna pull from his dam side, hopefully, some more production. Great top line, pretty decent rump. He also has US genetics. And since whatever reason they closed down the US border for importing animals, it is really, really, really challenging to bring in new, fresh genetics to use here in Canada. There's ways to do it, but it is astronomically expensive, and it involves like bringing a buck over that's been clear and tested of everything. It stays in a collection facility. They can collect, I think it's for up to 18 to 24 months, 18 months, but by 2 years in Canada, they have to be euthanized. So what you collect from that buck during that time is it. There's no more straws after that. And then you're only AIing animals. You're only AIing your goats, and we know that there's a lower chance and lower success rate for AIing does versus live breeding them. And so it's a lot of money and a huge, huge investment to bring in genetics from the States. It's just such a huge risk. And so I'm nowhere near considering that, because I do not have the money to throw $15,000 at a buck for my dinky little Nubian herd. Maybe if you had like 40 Nubian does or 20 or 30, maybe then it would be worth it. My mentor breeder has done it, and she has told me all about the woes and the trials and struggles of that process. And so I'm going to leave that to more of the big shot breeders around here. I'm just really excited to have Gurley finally bred. I was really, really stressed going to bed last night, and I was texting my mentor breeder and like, what am I gonna do with this doe? Like, if I can't get her bred, like, anyway, so we talked through a bunch of different options, but ultimately very, very thankful that she is now bred. Goodness sakes, what if she short cycles in like 5 or 6 days? It's possible. If she's short cycles in 5 or 6 days, I will rebreed her to Ken and Henry. We'll just repeat that until she actually like sticks. Yeah, and I'm excited to see some action out of my juniors, because I was really bummed about having to wait a whole nother year before I get babies out of them. So it'd be super exciting to see some Ken and Henry babies next spring. And it's to be determined whether or not I'll breed any of my junior doelings. They are growing really well, especially Rosie. I could probably consider breeding her come like February or March. She'll probably hit her minimum breeding weight. But there's a lot of differing opinions on, should you wait? Should you breed them young? Will you wreck their legs? Will they last as long? All of those different arguments. And so I think I would like to try to breed one of my doelings if they hit the right weight and maturity. And if not, then we'll just have to hang on to them and have an exciting breeding season fall of 2026. This is a long haul, people. This is not a short endeavor with fast rewards by any means at all, unless you are buying proven out bucks with daughters on the ground who have freshened and are proven to make improvements upon their dams. And unless you can buy a buck like that, which I'm really wishing I had, Hat Trick was available here recently, and he's the sire to Rosie and Sage, who does that I really love, but he got sold already. But I am potentially bringing home a really exciting addition that may extend our kidding season in 2026. So stay tuned for that. Sorry for being so long-winded. I just feel like there's so much to say and cover of like why I'm making the decisions that I'm making. Hopefully you weren't too bored. Stay tuned for all of the fun winter shenanigans. It's a gorgeous sunny day, and I'm going to take care of my kiddos now because that was a long process to do all of that. So thanks so much for watching. I will see you guys later.